We produced this good practice video to give you a brief summary of the key points of good volunteer management. We have also created a handy fact sheet to accompany this video, which will provide you with more information on each section. We hope you find it useful. Volunteer managers. If your organisation works with volunteers, it is good practice to have a named volunteer manager who will be responsible for the recruitment, induction and supervision of your volunteers. This is the person that your volunteers will go to if they need any support or guidance. Volunteer roles. Every volunteer should be provided with a clear description of their role and what they are expected to do. Before you start to recruit volunteers, it's important to spend some time thinking about your volunteer roles and what they entail. What is the purpose of the role? What skills do your volunteers need? What tasks will your volunteers be carrying out? What times are your volunteers needed? Volunteers are an invaluable part of every voluntary organisation, so getting the right people is essential. Try to make the recruitment process as simple as possible. If you use an application form, is it easy to complete? Only ask for the information you need and be clear about why you're asking for it. For example, if the role requires for a DBS check to be carried out, be clear about why this is necessary. Some potential volunteers may not have worked for a while, so consider accepting character references if they're unable to provide employment references. If you find that the person that has applied to volunteer isn't suitable for that particular role, consider them for alternative roles within your organisation. Diversity and equality. Ensure that recruitment is open to people from all backgrounds and abilities, and that your organisation treats everyone fairly and with respect. Recognise, respect, value, and draw on the positive aspects of your volunteers' differences. Ensure your volunteers have access to your organisation's diversity and equality policies. What information do you need to keep about your volunteers? Are you up to date with the latest GDPR guidelines? Are your organisation's data protection policies and procedures up to date? Are you storing your volunteers' information in accordance with these guidelines? Volunteer induction. First impressions really do count. Spending time with your new volunteers is really important. Every volunteer should be provided with a full induction before they begin volunteering. Introduce new volunteers to your organisation. Give them a tour. Introduce them to their new colleagues. Get them set up with any equipment that they may need and provide any necessary training. Ensure that your volunteers are aware of how to access your organisation's policies and procedures. And most importantly, ensure that your new volunteers feel welcome and included in the team. Health, safety and well-being. Keeping your volunteers safe is very important. Every volunteer role should be thoroughly risk assessed. Is the volunteer trained to use the equipment they need to carry out their role? And is this equipment safety checked regularly? You must have the correct insurance in place before your volunteers begin working with your organisation. Are your health and safety policies and procedures up to date? You will need to provide your volunteers with a copy of these during their induction. Volunteer support and supervision. Volunteers should receive regular support and supervision. Creating time for this will go a long way in making your volunteers feel valued. Through support and supervision, you can check how they're doing, get feedback about their role, take any suggestions on board, as well as supporting them with their development and progression. Dealing with problems. It's important that your volunteers know who to go to if they have a problem, which is usually their volunteer manager. It is always preferable to try and resolve problems in an informal way by listening and offering support. If problems cannot be resolved in this way, it's important to have a complaints policy so all parties are clear about the process to follow. Ensure that your volunteers are aware of and have access to all the essential policies related to volunteering. Recognising, appreciating and valuing your volunteers. Say thank you, you're doing great. Regularly acknowledging your volunteers' contributions will ensure your volunteers feel wanted, needed and appreciated. Show your volunteers that you value their input and involvement. Volunteers who feel valued and engaged in their work are more likely to stay with you. We hope you found this video useful. If you need any guidance or support with anything we have shared, please contact our team by emailing volunteering@actiontogether.org.uk. We will be happy to help. Thank you.